He is a musical treasure from Deep Cove. Please welcome John Lyon. Mr. Mellow voice.
Somehow I can hear Louis Armstrong singing that.
Don't think I can sink my teeth into it.
There's some water. I thought I wanted it a little closer, but I'll just get up and use it when I need it. So, this is a first for me. In all my years of gigging, back when I did it full time, there were hundreds and hundreds of them. I did it 10 years maybe. I never did an evening of all original material. So, this is wonderful and terrifying. Rafts on the bay, sails on the river, idling in the sky. There's no change in this heart of mine, and I can't tell you why. There's a fire on the mountain, storms on the ocean, wind blowing across the plain. You're long gone, you're far away, but I still feel the same. I wish I could hold your hand on a hillside high. When you said your hand like my hand goodbye, I wish I could see your eyes smiling in the morning light. I wish I could hear your heart pounding in the night. Wild geese flying, calling on the wind. Evening star sets in the sea. Full moon rising, making shadows in the trees. Still no rest for me. Robins singing, daffodils blooming, bumblebees buzzing round. So hard to finally lose the love I thought I found. I wish I could hold your hand sitting on a hillside high. When you said your hand like my hand goodbye, I wish I could hear your heart pounding softly in the night. I wish I could see your eyes smiling in the morning light. Sails on the bay, rafts on the river, lightning in the sky. You're long gone, far away, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. I think most of you know me for one song, and that's Home to Your Home, which Fraser Union recorded on a couple of his CDs. And I wrote that song for my dad's 85th birthday many years ago. And it was adapted from a song I heard Tim Hall do. And interestingly enough, Tim Hall did a performance at the Thursday night, or Wednesday night, I can't remember, I think it was Thursday at the Stevenson Folk Hill. So I really wanted to get out there, but it's such a long bus ride from Deep Cove. It just wasn't really feasible. I haven't seen him in 20 years. So that would be good. So back in the in the 70s or early 80s, I decided I should write something bluesy, so I put this together. You know, if you play with a bunch of good blues players, it's nice to have something to jam on. Got me all shook up inside, I want to be cool, but I just can't hide. Every time I see your smiling face, I'm an exile from the human race. If I don't drown in this flood of tears, the excitement will last for years. Ooh, now you're really riding high. All I want to do is cry, cry, cry. I keep hoping that you come around. I know you're going to let me down. If I don't drown in my whiskey and beer, the excitement ought to last for years. Try anymore. Love life is a swinging door. You stick around too long and you get hurt. You leave too soon, you're doing someone good. If I could figure out when to shift gears, the excitement ought to last for years. If I could figure out when to shift gears, the excitement ought to last for years. Now I've got a song here, it's a fiddle tune. I used to play in a band with fiddle player, and it was great. We could do everything from traditional Appalachian fiddle tunes to... He was a big fan of Jean-Luc Ponty, the French jazz violinist. But I wanted to write him something that he could play. It was ours. And the way I composed it, since this is a songwriter's workshop, I'll let you into the secret. I just went like this. Just played some chords. And then I just kind of made up a melody, right? By singing. I just went da 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 dee. And so forth. And that was great. And then we parted company. And I still liked the tune, so I thought I should write some words. And then I'll have it, it has a B part too, like that. But so I wrote these words very fast. I think I can sing the whole song in 28 seconds. Working all the time can be boring if you let it, and you never say a dime. Just your life won't regret it. Even taking care of business isn't gonna save your soul. Sometimes you gotta leave it even when you're in the hole. Sit back and please don't worry, stop being in a hurry. Everything is copacetic when you let it run its way. Forget the radios, TVs, best of all the dreams. You know the rest is gonna disappear anyway. It's a lead pipe cinch, you don't have to run away. You push the rest aside, then you know that's gonna stay. Can't hide anymore when you're seeing the light. Do then you're in trouble and you stay uptight. It's a crying shame. You feel that pain if it wakes you up. There's lots to gain. It's hard to find the truth when we're fed on lies. We can see it when we look into each other's eyes. Neo-Buddhist philosophy in 28 seconds. So, that's a fun one to jam with on the fiddle, and when I play with my band, Mary plays it on the flute, and Antonio on the guitar, so it's fun to do. Back in the 70s, I was working, I did a tree planting contract on Thurlow Island, up near Blackfish Sound. And I actually ended up in a band, and we called ourselves Blackfish Sound. So that was a great mixing of metaphors. It's a body of water where there's a lot of whale research done, and where a lot of orca and blackfish hang out. And we had a little bus, and one day we were driving down the street, and my dad was on his way down to his boat. He had a trolling boat. This is in Santula. And we picked him up, and he said, "So you're in this band, and you call yourselves Blackfish Sound?" I said, "Yeah, this is." You probably heard this, some of you have, but it's not a bad name for an orca strut. that was my dad, who I sing about in Home Dear Home. So, growing up in Port Hardy, there were a lot of things to be frustrated about. There was a lot of things to be grateful for and a lot of things to be frustrated about. The worst thing was that if you were a kid in high school and you didn't have rich parents, all the girls would go out with the guys from the logging camp who had cars and money. Right? So I actually didn't have a date all through high school. It was two of the smallest violins playing the smallest, saddest songs in the world. Well, it happens to be true, and I'm not much the worse for it. There may be some psychological scars. There was a girl who would come and teach me how to dance, so that was good. She was a couple of years older, and she ended up marrying one of the loggers, but she did teach me how to jive and foxtrot and waltz and stuff, and I'm eternally grateful. I actually mean to phone her up one of these days and thank her for that, because it was a sweet thing to do. And so this song is about the frustration of being up there, working at a logging camp or a fishing camp or at the whaling station in Coal Harbor or wherever, and what that felt like. So this is one of the first songs I ever wrote. I was stuck in this old lumber camp longer than I care to stay. Like to save enough money to see maybe the next day. Been living on meat and potatoes, Playboy and old style beer. All the pretty girls in this little town, they're to settle down. I ain't heard from a baby back home in 3 long months today. Look outside my window, it's just another rainy day. Gambled away all my money, drove my truck into the ditch. Down with the drinking, kept beer, cause I never quite finished. They crossed ties on the Kent Fork Railroad, planted trees into the ground. Drove for salmon on Cape Scott, cut them big trees down. I ain't heard from a girl back home in 3 long months today. Look outside my window, it's just another rainy day. Look outside my window, it's just another rainy day. From that to my most recent composition, written on Wednesday. Paint's still wet.